You give me pancakes on a Saturday morning, I can conquer the world. It gives me +3 skill points across the board. I'm a pancake guy over waffles all day for sure.
It could be a song that you love jamming to in the shower. Like, what is it?
There, I get the same thing every time. The S3. That's not the
S3.
Come on now. Ethan, I know I liked you, brother. My family makes grits better than anybody you know, but that dude in the A-gaps is not to be messed with. And a lot of these guys are college football or players or NFL players in different places, so we all love ball. So we've been waiting on this one for a long time. The one thing that I do that most people don't know is that
Unstructured podcast. We got an absolute stud in the building. Guy is one of the most funny comedic guys I've met, and he's going to tackle you if you're giving him problems. Aeneas Hawkins in the house. How the hell are we feeling?
Juan, anytime I'm here talking to a guy like you, I'm excited. This has been a long time coming. I've been waiting for my opportunity on the Unstructured podcast, so I appreciate you guys getting me on.
Yes, sir. Welcome, Aeneas. We're so happy to have you. I'm happy that you can give the time to us on this beautiful day. We're going to start off the podcast. This is something new that I've started to do. 45 seconds. I want you to tell the people who is Aeneas Hawkins. I'm going to get the timer.
Literally live time right
Stop
there.
watching. 45 seconds. 45 seconds. Right. Who is Aeneas Hawkins? Ready, set, go.
Okay, boom. My name is Aeneas Hawkins. Most people know me because I played football at Penn State, but I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I got 4 little sisters. I got a mother and a father who are athletes too. All my sisters are more athletic than me. I'm just the old retired big brother now. I'm in the marketing space. I'm in the media space. Realistically, post-football, I'm just in the space of staying active and figuring out what my passions are. I'm from Ohio, like I said. I moved to Pennsylvania. People clown Ohio all the time. I'm here to say that Pennsylvania is just Ohio with mountains. It's the exact same thing. I don't understand the Ohio slander. I won't go too far off on a tangent here, as obviously I love Pennsylvania, but I'm here to have fun. I'm here to get better and be more like Juwan every day, and I appreciate the time to intro. 45 seconds. Come on.
Like Mike Green says.
And then you even threw an opinion in there, which is that's something that we haven't had. So
I know Nick Dawkins will definitely have a problem with that one, but that's the funny part about that. Now let me ask you.
Go ahead, Juwan.
I was going to say, what has that dynamic been like doing podcasts with someone like that? Because I'm going to be honest, you two, especially within like Penn State football community, I think are one of the more comedic guys I've seen. You two together.
Well, Doc is a riot. He's a different type of personality. Everything you see from him on camera, that's the same exact guy he is off the camera. He's my best friend. I've known this guy since he got to Penn State. And he's been somebody who has like truly seen my journey from start to finish. He's a guy that holds me accountable. I try to hold him accountable. But he is electric. I love Doc. That's my guy. Big time year coming from him. Starting as center for Penn State. He waited his turn. And I know he's ready. So I'm fired up to watch my guy play.
He's gonna absolutely tear it up. You can just tell.
He's a monster. Guys don't know that Doc he's so cerebral. He's so intelligent. He's well-spoken on camera, obviously. But that dude in the A-gaps is not to be messed with. I think sometimes you can hear his charisma and think maybe he's just a sweetheart of a guy. No, not in the A-gaps. He's not. So I'm excited to watch him go, for sure.
Definitely. Boom. So what's your top 3 breakfast items?
Breakfast items. Wow.
That's how we do it here on the Unstructured Pod, Hawk.
Listen, I got roots in the South. My family makes grits better than anybody you know. Grits, you can't really get them at a restaurant because they're not going to be perfect. Homemade grits, that's number 1. Number 2, I got to go with the classic. I got to go with the staple. Give me pancakes on a Saturday morning. You give me pancakes on a Saturday morning, I can conquer the world. It gives me +3 skill points across the board. I'm a pancake guy over waffles all day for sure. My third option, and it's a staple in many people's rotation, you got to go with bacon. Bacon is exactly what I need to get through my day at a high level, similar to pancakes. And I think that's a good question, Juwan, not one that I was expecting.
Right, and that's what we do here, not expected. Now, let me ask a little bit of deep dive on those responses. When you say bacon, what type of bacon? Because that's also, for me, a little bit.
Topic on this podcast, by the way, because people mention bacon, but we don't get specific.
So when I was playing, I was a turkey bacon guy. I always had it at Pollock training table. I love turkey bacon, but I'm not quite as locked in on the physique as I was when I was a high-level athlete. So I'll mix in any kind of bacon. If it's on the menu, I want it. I don't get into comparing the different types of bacon. They serve different purposes. But I have not encountered a type of bacon that I will not eat at this point. So that's my take on the matter.
What's your take on the waffle shop bacon? Because personally, that's the best bacon I've ever had.
You know, TBH, the waffle shop bacon is probably the best in State College. I'm more of a naked egg guy personally. If you haven't tried it,
Really?
shameless plug, go up to Naked Egg. I'm a big naked egg guy. That was like our off day staple. Me, PJ Mustard, Nick Tarburton. If we had time off in the morning, you can count on finding us at Naked Egg. They know us by name in there. I like the waffle shop. I was a little late to the game in that sense a little bit, just because I wasn't a huge fan initially. But I think the waffle shop, you have to know what to order when you get there. I get the same thing every time. The S3. That's not the change. Come on now.
Yes,
Ethan, I knew I liked you, brother. I knew I liked you.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I love both of them, but definitely more of a naked egg guy.
Definitely, bro. You mentioned that when you eat, you get like +3 skill points. How does that work?
Yeah, I really can't get into too many details because it's kind of like my superpower, Ethan. You know, if I were to share that with the world right here, right now, then I would immediately lose my advantage. And I have not gone far enough yet to give up my advantages. I still got to get there, Ethan. So I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Definitely.
You can't give it away, just like EA Sports, which came out recently. I don't know when exactly came out, but it came out recently. And I'll tell you this, that game is very impressive. Aeneas, thoughts on just that dynamic now that obviously seeing some of the guys you know in a game and what that's like?
Well, it's crazy. So I have a tight friend group. We call ourselves the PlayStation Squad. We play any game that comes out. We play together. We start dynasties, all that type of stuff when we play games. So we have a tight-knit group, and it's competitive. And a lot of these guys are college football or players or NFL players in different places. So we all love ball. So we've been waiting on this one for a long time. The first night, I'll be honest, Jawan, they humbled me. I got online. I got my head kicked in. But it's been about 10 years. Had to shake some of the rust off. I have not lost in 2 days, Jawan. If you ask my girlfriend, she'd probably tell you I'm playing too much of it. But what she doesn't understand is when you wait a decade for something that means so much to you in your personal life, you got to take advantage of it. So I'm loving the game. It's crazy to see. Like, I literally was playing before I got on this pod early this morning, and Devon Elise had a big TFL for me on 3rd down. And I jumped up as if Devon Elise had actually made a massive play in the backfield. So it's electric, and I'm definitely having fun. What's crazy about it is the music that they play in Beaver Stadium on NCAA is synchronized exactly to match what happens in Beaver Stadium in real life. So the touchdown music is the same. The entrance music is the same. Even the sack. If you get a sack on defense, the music that they play is like the same thing that plays in Beaver Stadium. So that makes it extra fun for me.
Yeah, love that. And you mentioned waiting a whole decade for this game, but as you and me, we played NCAA 14, we played NCAA 25, and just the total difference between NIL. It just, everyone's names are able to be in there, everyone's faces are in there. You get to play with your friends, basically. It is so awesome. But what's been your favorite part of playing this game so far? Like, do you have a dynasty? I know you said that, but like, what team is your dynasty? Like, tell us a little bit about how you've been having fun on that game.
Well, okay, so this is a good question. As I mentioned before, I'm from Ohio. I came to Penn State in large part to beat Ohio State and win a Big Ten championship and go play in the playoffs and all that good jazz. I personally did not experience any of that. We never beat Ohio State. So when my road to glory quarterback was starting in the whiteout game against Ohio State, I knew what had to be done. I threw 9 touchdowns and we scored 100 points. Okay, so I took out a little bit of frustration. That is probably what I enjoyed most. And did I bring it down from Heisman? You know, the highest rank on the game, the highest level is Heisman. And again, I got humbled on day one. So we quickly started bumping that level down to match what we were able to do on the field. So am I on rookie mode throwing 9 touchdowns in the Buckeyes? No doubt. Will I do it again? Absolutely, Ethan.
It's got to be done. It's got to be done.
It's got to be done. I want to switch gears real quick. I know I hit a curveball before, but I'm about to cross it back over like Kyrie style. Not as quick as him, but let me ask you.
Kyrie style.
What is one?
Loosely, everybody.
Right. Yeah, loosely. Like Kyrie Irving with it. Shake, bake. All right. But my question is seriously, what's one thing that most people be surprised about Aeneas Hawkins that they don't know? And this could go in the sense of things that you like to do outside of kind of what you do on a day-to-day that people be surprised, like, man, Aeneas likes doing that? Or it could be a song that you love jamming to in the shower. Like, what is it?
Man, okay, well, I got 2 things. So I wasn't going to talk about the shower. That wasn't where my head was going. But now that you bring it up, one of my favorite pastimes, and I don't get the opportunity to say this enough. When I would get back from a Penn State football practice and Juice Scruggs or Olu Fashanu had just beat the absolute brakes off me for 3 hours, the way that I would calm down and get back into chill mode is I would go in the shower, I'd turn the lights off, light a candle, Billie Eilish Ocean Eyes. If you haven't heard it, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, talented artist. That's my go-to shower song. That wasn't what I was going to say, though. The one thing that I do that most people don't know is that I play piano, and I've been playing since I was 3 years old. So as a kid, I hated it. Yeah, I played piano. Like, my mom and dad did a really good job because my dad played in the NFL. My mom ran track in college. So they wanted to be sure, they understood that there was a good chance I'd grow up and be athletic enough to go maybe play in college or play professionally. So they made me do a bunch of other stuff, like things I had no business or interest in doing, like piano, like chess camp, like stuff like that. Anything really other than playing football, they were trying to get me to do just to see if I liked that potentially more. And I wouldn't maybe discover it later in life because I was an athlete. So I play piano. It's a great way to relieve stress. I enjoy it because it forces me to think. There's a tempo to it. There's a learning factor to it that I find fun. And really, in a lot of ways, it's similar to football in the sense that if you're not practicing it with great detail at a certain point, then you're not going to get any better. So it's kind of the same adrenaline rush, which has been nice in retirement for sure.
Got you. So I watched Finding Nemo before, and obviously the Sydney Opera House. Is there any opportunity to see kind of a recreation of that where you're actually playing on the piano and you have like 50,000 people?
Listen, like Justin Bieber said, never say never, and I'm one of those guys that's going to always look for opportunities to get better and to push myself. I don't know how we recreate such a historic scene in cinema when we talk Finding Nemo, but I will certainly do my best to get that done, Jawad.
So you're open to, like, if that opportunity presented itself to, but even if it's in an auditorium of 500 people, like, you'll play the piano in front of everybody?
Listen, or you you got to understand, this is what I mean. Like, I didn't just play piano, like, let me get on YouTube and learn how to play the Office theme song. I was going to recitals. I was auditioning for recitals and concert piano competitions. Like, I was doing all of that growing up. So I tell people all the time, I was far more nervous for some of those piano recitals than I ever was playing in a football game. Because the football game oh my goodness, yes. As a D lineman, if I get reached out of my gap and the running back scores a touchdown, most people are not going to see that fast enough to attribute it to me messing up. You go up there in a concert with a bunch of other elite piano players and you mess up one note, 2 notes, you get lost in a song, that spotlight is bright up there. There's literally a singular spotlight that shines down on you and the piano and everybody's watching. So those were intense moments for sure.
Yeah, Hawk, I got a question that I've been thinking about. So, you traveled a lot in your time at Penn State. So I wanted to ask, obviously you visited, Ohio State, Michigan a bunch of times, but what was your favorite spot that you maybe went to 1 or 2 times when you were in college that you were like, man, like this was a really good weekend?
Oh, man, that's a great question. I think the first thing I'd say is the Outback Bowl in 2021 in Tampa was like one of the best times of my life. That was like the last week I was ever going to be playing football. So I was like in a position where mentally I was grateful. It was very much reflective on like my entire career. I understood it was winding down. So I soaked up literally every moment of that trip. And I'll never forget that. But as far as atmospheres that I played in, not named Beaver Stadium, that were electric, maybe again it's because I'm from Ohio, but Ohio State Stadium was electric in 2019. We went up there. They had Justin Fields. They had Chase Young, who actually ended up winning that game for them. I'll never forget on 3rd and long, that stadium was so loud that we couldn't hear the count. And we were in a position where Will Levis had come in because Sean got hurt and was like doing a good job of leading us back into that game, brought it back to a 1-possession game. And I'll just never forget this 3rd down. We think we have a chance to go win. Chase Young looks at the crowd and hits one of those, talking about bring the noise up. And it was over with. It was done for. That dude was electric. So Ohio State Stadium was definitely special. The Horseshoe is a cool place.
Yeah, definitely. I've been blessed enough to go there. Juwan and I were both at the Outback Bowl. Great experiences.
Yeah, for me personally, obviously I was on the sideline, like filling up the waters for people. But for me, honestly, and paying $4.50 for water in the Rose Bowl Stadium, which we won't talk about. But on that note, I gotta say, Aeneas, top 3 artists. I know we're going back and forth, and you're probably like, what are we doing? But best artist right now, top 5 in your playlist? And are you a Spotify or Apple Music guy? I need to clear that as well. That's
Yeah, I'm an Apple Music guy. I'm a retired Spotify guy.
Yes.
Yeah, listen. I didn't go to college to use Spotify still, okay? I'm on Apple Music.
That's what I'm saying.
Where you should be. It's elite. It's the elite platform.
They literally stole the Wi-Fi bar logo. They literally stole the Wi-Fi bar logo. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm an Apple Music guy, but top 5 artists I'm listening to right now. Man, I'm going to go Gunna. That album he dropped, that new album a couple months ago is like heavy in my rotation still. I love Gunna. Honestly, somebody who I didn't expect to be in my rotation as much as he is right now is Kendrick Lamar. I'm a big Drake guy historically. He's my number 3. Kendrick is 2. But listen, Kendrick Lamar, you talk about solidifying a legacy. You take the giant down like that. You got to respect it. And for my last 2, this is where it gets interesting. I'm going to go Tame Impala. Tame Impala has been getting some plays on my phone lately. I'm a Tame Impala guy, and I also recently have been heavy on the Pink Floyd. So I try to have some diversity in the music. Listen, you go listen to Wish You Were Here on a sad night, and you come back and tell me how it sounds. But yeah, that's my top 5 right now, Joanne.
I love the diversity in that.
I never thought you would listen to Pink Floyd. That's kind of a surprise for me.
This is what happened. So when I got to school, all I listened to was rap music. I love hip hop. I love rap. I grew up listening to it. You live with a guy like Tyler Elsdon, who's from the country for real. You live with a guy like Will Knudsen from Virginia. You start broadening what you listen to because it just comes on the speaker, and it grows on you. It grows on you and grows on you. I mean, another guy I never thought I'd listen to, Zach Bryan. He's all over my playlist now. So I definitely take pride in the diversification of my music taste.
Boom.
Hawk, get ready for this one because I've never asked a question like this ever before, and it just came to my
Never on the pod.
Never on the pod.
Here we go.
So you're in elementary school. It's your fifth. You're in 5th grade. It's your last year in elementary school, and you want to solidify your legacy. And you're in recess. Your last recess. Are you kicking the game-winning kickball home run for your team, or are you finishing the relay race with the baton and winning by a hair? What are you doing?
Oh man, that's tough. That's tough. You know, the former baseball player in me understands the value of a home run in the clutch time. You know, I get that. That's a big time moment, but I think it's pretty well understood throughout the country that in the 5th grade, the fastest kid always got the girl. So I got to win the relay race. I got to get my clout up. I also may be saying that because I was never the fastest kid in my class. You know, maybe I wish I had that experience and I didn't. Yeah, I got to go with the relay race. That's a great question, Ethan. Great question.
I never thought I'd ask that, but it just came to my mind. I was like, what could I ask that was going to throw him off? And I was like, you know, I was just, my cousins had their field day, and I miss, you know, being able to kick the kickball around, play wall ball with the friends. Like,
wall ball was legit, bro. Oh my gosh.
It was the best.
On that note, Aeneas, I got one last question before the golden question, but Zareski, do you have any more that you want?
Go ahead.
All right, my other question was, if you had to, all right, rest of your life, have 3 specific candies, what are they? A lot of this has been food for all those listening, by the way, but I love food.
Yeah, so we're going specific. We're going candy here, just to clarify. We're going candy.
Yeah, like we're going candy.
Skittles, like sour Skittles, regular Skittles, like the multicolored Skittles, like what you would.
Well, we're not talking about Skittles right now because that's like the name of a cat. But go ahead.
You said candy.
We're going candy here. Okay, let me go with my Reese's peanut butter cup. You gotta go.
I take overrated.
Classic.
Don't you
it's peanut butter and chocolate. No one does it better.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Aeneas, but I just had to say hot take.
Juwan, listen, it was such a ridiculous take. I understand why you had to do it. I think Reese's peanut butter cups are a staple in the game, you know, and I think for you to sit here and deny its greatness is a little bit unrealistic at best. But I'm not going to go too far off on a tangent there. Reese's peanut butter cup. Give me the classic Jolly Rancher. I can eat Jolly Ranchers all day long. Love those things. And third, give me the Twix candy bar. I'm a Twix guy. You know, that caramel, that crunch. I'm a right Twix guy for those who might want to get into specifics. But those are my top 3, no doubt.
Gotta be the best 3 candy selection that we've got. You know, you got the core.
Listen.
I've never heard anyone say Jolly Rancher. That was mythical pull.
They're slept on, and I think the reason is I'm not a big gummy guy. You know, a lot of people are. Like, you're not going to hear me raving about Twizzlers and Sour Patch Kids, but that Jolly Rancher, you know, it's not chocolate. I need something not chocolate in there to mix it up.
And it hits. Like, it feels good in your teeth. Like, it's nice. The grape one. My favorite's the grape. What about you?
I gotta go with the red Jolly Rancher. The red Jolly Rancher is my go-to. I don't even know what flavor it is. I just know the color.
There was always that one in the bag that you were like, yeah, you always give to your friend. You were like, yeah, I don't like this color, and then your
like
friend
the green one.
Give him the green Jolly Ranchers. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I like the watermelon one. That was good. That was good.
Yeah. It's like when people say they like black liquor, I'm like, yeah, just hand it over. That's horrible. But anyways, golden question, Ethan, you hit him with the golden question.
Hawk, what is the word of the day and why?
I knew this question was coming, and day and night tirelessly I considered what the word of the day today was going to be. And for me today, it's going to be relentlessness. It's going to be relentlessness. And you know why it is? Because I think there's a lot of talented people in our generation, a lot of people who are capable of great things. And sometimes when the adversity hits them, when the struggle comes, it's easy to become discouraged. And I see that too often with people that are close to our age who go through some of that and then lose confidence in themselves and their journey and really the overall purpose of their life. And I think it takes relentlessness to be able to push through some of that, you know, because we all experience it, no matter how talented you are or what space you're in. It's not if the storm's coming, it's when. So you got to be able to find a way to withstand that and to continue to push. And I think if you master that, you give yourself a chance to accomplish really whatever you want if you're going to be consistent about it and really make that a part of the core of who you are.
If you guys don't play this back, I genuinely consider like starting over with your week, because that was a complete gem that he just dropped. Is be relentless. Like to start the podcast, Brian Dawkins is relentless. He's a lion. Aeneas Hawkins, Ethan Zaretsky, Unstructured Pod. We out.
Introduce yourself to the Unstructured Pod. So you have 30 seconds. Who is Andrea? Ready, set, go.
Here goes the time. Go.
Oh gosh. Okay. So my name is Andrea Snowdy. I am a Army National Guard officer. Currently, I'm also a broadcast news reporter. I work for Torch Warrior Wear. Love cooking, love sports, love running, love the gym, love meeting people, love being on podcasts. And so, yeah, if you want anything, want to message me, go ahead. My DMs are always open and I'm always down to meet people. So, yeah.